The Cleveland Browns are looking to make a major splash in the wide receiver market, but could they be eyeing an elite playmaker to change their offense for years to come? Well, according to insider reports, the Browns might just be on the brink of pulling off a blockbuster trade for none other than Terry McLaurin of the Washington Commanders. But before you start getting your hopes up, there's a lot to consider. So, what does this potential move really mean for Cleveland, and is it feasible for them to swing this deal? Stick around as we break down the latest intel that's shaking up the Browns' offseason plans. First, let's talk about why this trade makes so much sense for the Browns. With the draft behind them and free agency mostly in the rear view, the Browns made just one move to address their glaring need at wide receiver. That move? Signing Diontae Johnson. While Johnson is undoubtedly a solid addition, he's far from the game-changing presence that Cleveland needs on the outside. So, where do the Browns go from here? Could Terry McLaurin be the missing piece they're desperately searching for? Well, according to Browns insider Amari Cooper, they're at least keeping an eye on it. Let's take a closer look at McLaurin himself. The Washington Commanders' star wide receiver has been a consistent force since entering the NFL. A two-time Pro Bowler, McLaurin has proven he can be a #1 option on any team. And the Browns? They desperately need that kind of talent. For years, Cleveland's offense has been a puzzle that never quite fit together. Quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson haven't been able to take full advantage of the playmaking potential on the roster, largely due to a lack of top-tier receiving talent. While Amari Cooper is a proven veteran, Cleveland is still missing that elite second option who can stretch the field and take pressure off their main weapons. McLaurin could be that guy. His ability to make plays down the field would provide a huge boost to the Browns' passing game. And alongside Cooper, he'd give Cleveland one of the most dynamic receiving duos in the league. But here's where things get tricky. McLaurin is entering the final year of his current deal, and as of right now, Washington has yet to hand him an extension. That could mean the Commanders are open to moving the talented wide receiver this offseason, and the Browns might just be one of the teams to take the plunge. But before you get too excited, there's one major factor to keep in mind: money. As it stands, McLaurin is due for a hefty payday. He's already established himself as one of the top receivers in the NFL, and teams don't just trade for elite players without expecting to pay them handsomely. For the Browns, this raises a big question. Do they want to give a long-term, high-priced contract to a 30-year-old receiver? Now, let's talk quarterbacks. The Browns have two rookie quarterbacks in Sanders and Gabriel, and with uncertainty at the position, a move for McLaurin could be an attempt to ease the transition for one of them. A guy like McLaurin, with his proven ability to produce at a high level, would undoubtedly make things easier for a young QB. It would give them a reliable target to lean on as they adjust to life in the NFL. But would McLaurin's price tag be worth it in a season that might be more about development than playoff contention? That's a tough call for the Browns front office. Should the Browns pull the trigger? So what's the bottom line here? Should the Cleveland Browns pull the trigger on a trade for Terry McLaurin? The reality, it's a tough call. On one hand, McLaurin would instantly upgrade the receiving core and give the Browns an explosive playmaker to pair with Amari Cooper. On the other hand, the financial commitment and the long-term implications of such a trade might be too much for a team still figuring out its quarterback situation. Amari Cooper said it best when she stated, "Once a Terry McLaurin comes along, you have to at least consider it. You have to at least look into it, weigh the pros and cons, and determine what that might look like over the next 4 years or something like that. It's clear that the Browns are at least considering it, but as of now, it doesn't seem like they're actively pursuing a deal for McLaurin. But what do you think? Should the Cleveland Browns make a move for Terry McLaurin, or is this a deal they should pass on? We want to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends who follow the Browns and the NFL. Thanks for tuning in, and stay tuned for more updates on all things NFL.